This year's senior student athlete speaker, Julia Blake. So since my career ended 2 weeks ago, I've been able to do a lot of processing about what the last 4 years have meant to me in sports. Not just as a softball player, but as a Haverford student athlete, a title that in itself means so many things. I've been thinking about everything. Practices, team dinners in the DC, bus rides, squirrel power days, that feeling when you step on the field for a game on that first really beautiful spring or fall day. And most importantly, I've been thinking about beating SWAT 10 times, which I was lucky enough to do. When reflecting on softball, I noticed that I participated in a conference championship game 3 out of 4 of my seasons. My first thought after this realization was how. How the heck did our team continue to outplay 7 other conference teams each year? Moreover, across all sports, how does tiny little Haverford, the smallest school in the conference, even compete? All while balancing performing at the highest level in the classroom and in all other activities. Given these circumstances and all the success that our programs have had experienced in my time here, I've been trying to figure out what makes Haverford athletes different. What unites us? What's the common thread that makes us great? I can say for sure that it's not the plastic green water bottles we all bring around, or the fact that Justin has probably posted a less flattering picture of you on the Haverford Sports Instagram. Sorry. But I think I found the reason. I'm not sure if many of you know this, but my freshman year, the softball team made its deepest run ever in the postseason and was 1 game away from traveling to the College World Series. For our regional, we traveled down to Virginia, where we were in the region of death, and we were going to have to face the number 1 and 2 team in the country, Virginia Wesleyan and Salisbury. After receiving this daunting news, the team agreed that we were just going to go down and have fun no matter what. Well, our team ended up winning that regional with just 10 players. There's 9 players on the field at a time, and advancing to super regionals, where we lost to Messiah, who ended up being the national runner-up. After the game, the Virginia Wesleyan coach, who had been eliminated, was interviewed for a local newspaper and said the following: "I was embarrassed, not just for the kids, but I thought I let them down. It was difficult to watch Haverford beat Salisbury and win the regional. I remember getting ready to drag the infield and waited to watch the celebration. I saw Haverford's women gather around each other. Their emotion contrasted with my despair. Then suddenly it lifted. It was an aha moment for me," he said. "It was selfish of me to be upset. These Haverford kids just loved each other." A week later, I sent the girls a video, and my message was this: "Next year, let's do a better job at loving ourselves and loving each other. Let's try to outlove our opponent. It's not that we don't love each other, it's just clear that we could do a better job." So like that coach said, I think the difference about Haverford softball players, not only Haverford softball players, but all our athletes, is love. What we had that year was something a number 1 ranked team did not have, no matter how good of softball they played. And it's a quality that perhaps led them to come back and win 2 consecutive national championships the past 2 years. At Haverford, even though each of our teams build its own culture, or its own unique culture, typically complete with its own mascot, there's love in everything we do as athletes. We love through big wins, championships, and record setting, and keep loving through losses, injuries, and tough times. It's impractical that such a tiny school like Haverford, where admissions and academics are equally rigorous, could continually reach so much success. But still, Haverford men's soccer makes another deep postseason run. Men's lacks upsets number 10 Dickinson and Ursinus. Women's basketball beats Gettysburg in the conference championship. Women's lacks topples number 3 TC&J, and Grant Pete and Greg Morgan finished first in tandem in the 5,000 NAC conferences. Love is the unconditional quality that we lead, build, and create our teams with, as we continue to welcome in new freshmen and transfers with open arms every single year. It's the selflessness, regardless of playing time, that propels us to want to see our teammates succeed. It's the consideration and kindness we show for each other on the field, in the training room, and in the weight room. At the end of every one of Coach Neck's emails, she signs off with Haverford Women's Soccer, our family versus their team. I think this could be said for all our sports. In any matchup, our competitive edge is the sacrifice and commitment we've made out of unconditional love for our teammates, coaches, and school. As I said in the beginning, I've been doing a lot of thinking about what Haverford Athletics has meant to me. And as many of you fellow seniors, I've also been thinking about the future in the years to come. In these thoughts, I've decided that the love we have created and played with the past 4 years will last longer than the joy of any goal or record or win. We'll grow out of Haverford sports long sleeves and conference champion t-shirts, yet the memories, people, and lessons we've experienced as Haverford athletes will fit in our hearts as long as we let them. Thank you.